Also here, Haruna Idrisu here, the Minister for Education, a number of people, and other officials from the room of the other officials from the office of the President now.
Yeah. Dr. Omani Buama.
Yeah.
Dr. Omani Buama. Doctor, you're welcome. Doctor, I'm good.
Now, Ghana's Defense and Environment Minister have been killed in a military helicopter crash. The military had reported on Wednesday that an Air Force helicopter had dropped off the radar and taking off from Accra just after 9 a.m. local time. It was reported that the helicopter was on its way to an event on illegal mining, a major environmental issue in the West African country. Footage from the crash scene showed smoldering wreckage in a heavily forested area before it was revealed that Defence Ministers Edward Omen Boama and Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, the Minister of Environment, Science and Technology, were among the dead. The 3 crew and 5 passengers on board were killed in the accident in southern Ashanti region. Ghana's Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Agriculture Minister Alhaji Muniru Muhammad also was among the dead, along with Samuel Sarpong, Vice Chairman of Bahama's National Democratic Congress Party. Bahama's Chief of Staff Julius Debra had in a statement said that President and government extend our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. Now, Ghana's Defense and Environment Minister have been...
Because if I see nobody that came to give you when
No, I'm a big man. So when the French government had the responsibility to take care of it. It was the...
Because if I see nobody that came to give you when
No, I'm a big man. So when the French government had the responsibility to take care of it. It was the...
Because if I see nobody that came to give you when
No, I'm a big man. So when the French government had the responsibility to take care of it. It was the...
Because if I see nobody that came to give you when
No, I'm a big man. So when the...
It's your phone in the bar, no doubt how you make a candy boy. Asum Piani Pa, no doubt how in his agony boy. Yeah, Ghana, I've been seen. Oh, no, yeah, change swept free. Yeah, I'm seeing.
If you are telling us it's because of the gold board, it's because of the gold board that the economy is doing well. Didn't you have gold under your administration? Didn't you have gold? As a matter of fact, at a time when you had leading members of your party who were telling you that there were some ministers who were not doing well, and those ministers should be booted out, you all cowed to submission. Today, you are talking about that. And to say, Mr. Speaker, the least said about patriotism, the better. And now my brother is telling us that, you see, we are patriots, and that is why we are supporting. That is why we have never been against any of such intervention. As a matter of fact, You have stayed more worked out in this parliament than your total number in parliament. You have stayed more worked out in this parliament than the total number of your representation. Patriotic citizens do not walk out. They argue with reason. Patriotic citizens do not just hold press conferences. In fact, I am told that your other name is press conferences. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very clear that the NDC, the NDC under President Mahama and the Minister for Finance and his able deputy have showed our friends.
Time is up. I will then.
We compared the 2023 register, which is a combination of the 2020 register and the 2023 Unlimited register, electronically with the 2024 register that was given to us. So the only limitation is the features of the 2024 additions that are not in the 2023.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
If the EC will open up for this forensic audit, look, we can get it done in less than 5 days. Trust me, because we are ready and willing to provide all that we have.
Okay.
At the meeting, I'll say 4 issues I crystallized. One was our request for a forensic audit. The second was their request for us to provide them with our information, our findings. The third was our request that after the forensic audit, there will be a re-exhibition of the register.
Okay.
And the fourth was a request from us. So that was that, look, we have come with a hard drive. You are saying that since you gave us the provisional voters register, you've made some corrections. Give us your updated version so that as we analyze, we will not even be identifying past mistakes, but we will be dealing with your most updated data.
Right.
Till date, the Electoral Commission has not given us their updated one, but I hear them say that they are waiting for us to supply them with our findings. Join us if you are in Greater Accra at Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Kwame Nkrumah Interchange, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and let's march in unison to say enough is enough. Let's march to protect our vote. And as I've said before, when Greater Accra is saying enough is enough, Upper West will be saying enough is enough. Upper East will be saying enough is enough. Northeast will be saying enough is enough. Savannah will be saying enough is enough. Northern region will be saying enough is enough. Bono East will be saying enough is enough. Bono will be saying enough is enough. Ahaf will be saying enough is enough. Western North will be saying enough is enough. Ashanti will be saying enough is enough. Eastern will be saying enough is enough. Oti will be saying enough is enough. Volta will be saying enough is enough. Central will be saying enough is enough. And Western region will also be saying enough is enough.
On behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who is with us here, and the government of Ghana, I have the unpleasant duty, sadly, to announce a national tragedy involving the crash of a military helicopter this morning around the Adansi area in Ashanti region. Government regrets to announce the demise of the following persons in the tragic crash: Dr. Edward Kofi Omane-Boamah, Minister for Defense; Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, MP, Minister for Environment, Science and Technology; Alhaji Muniru Mohammed Lemonad, Acting Deputy National Security Coordinator and former Minister for Food and Agriculture; Dr. Samuel Sapon, Vice Chairman of the National Democratic Congress; and Mr. Samuel Abuaji, a former parliamentary candidate; Squadron Leader Peter Bafemi Anala, Flying Officer Manin Chum Ampedu, and Sergeant Ernest Ado Mensah. The President and government extends our condolences and sympathies to the families of our comrades and the servicemen who died in service to the country. All flags are to fly at half-mast until further notice. Thank you.
We come to the issue of proxy. We are being told proxy, 2,167. Great. But we also know people successfully filed for proxy without going through biometrics. As we speak, which of these 2,167 people went through biometrics and which of them did not go through biometrics? It is going to take maybe a follow-up question. EC may tell us maybe 1,000, maybe 900. How do we verify that? This is a matter that we have raised at IPAC before. For those of you who were at IPAC, this proxy and some people not going through biometrics, we've raised it at IPAC before. Again, we come to the issue of Pusiga. Just like COVID-19, when some people were trying to call it a certain country's disease. Perhaps we should not be calling those criminal transfers Pusiga transfers.
General.
Of the family of Honorables Saddam Peura Alhaji Muniru, we feel so sad and sorrow to hear the news that he and others perished as a result of a plane crash. Indeed, Alhaji Muniru is a strong pillar as far as the family is concerned. We cannot imagine beyond Alhaji Muniru, who the many dependents of Alhaji Muniru will finally depend on. Indeed, a hero has fallen in the family. It is only God who knows what will be and what will hold for the family tomorrow. May his soul rest in peace.
Community center I say tospa me boys me fancy mrante wa say nsuo ni nti ya ntime anko adwuma ti ya nsuo ne to anopa no mpatwan na bosuo no ntu ento gidigidi ba na epetepete ti na weda na nti yo community center to spa na ehun se te anu na mka say player by there I think say abesi ye park is open ane me penni ba ko Clement oje so say abesi super na anyewe ya
you say play na ba from the KBC park so
yeah na susu enti madam for ba ko friend was play na nam ho no tere na nam po na say within sima be endu 1 minute ya tell ban ti me yes me be na boy ba ko ka say play na hwe na me say en be onu ampa o en me just spine to enti amunum wa na enya call na enua ba akom so kogu so wo ebe say forest ano no fe say prayer be hwe ha senti embra na fast na dem nika and ye tisi forest in there koku ya say there we say fa na twitwa saa na ende enti ni pa 3 te ko na ni pa 2 ana na wo ho ye ko na ayampa pe na hwe ampa eja dem ani pese ba na ntimi nya hwe because o ma se dwere be nipa no home ntimi ye say ye hwe ho na de miminya ye nie Me time we say watch we na.
Watch.
Watch we watch we na me hu ya na eda ho metimi time ye. Na de aka ni dia na te say asere dwerebe nipa ye hu ya na moja nipa ejadema na eda nipa 4. Actually ya na hu say ba ko kan ho ya 5. Ye hu amanim ye hu amanim o ma.
Ne so
asekura ma status ano ebi ni bubu ye. Say ya popo ne sa nti no ba bi start free ye no. Aha na taban ne na ebubu ye. Bubu ya sa na kwa lande wo ba bi. Enti ba bi akwa lande yo no. Me find say ba bi me find say o mo na e wo. O menti man survive ya. Find so ma sense ntimi ndum no. They actually na you say the IN there I police and soldiers for ntini say e best start afre committee and say police for amama ba ye dey aba be boa. And they see no
ye be da se pa. Di ba ya number game Mr. Nebana. Oko bia asem si ye no. Yeah, auntie. Number regime is tana. Or nam kuku ni mahobana. Or kobi asem. See here. Yeah.
Additional report.
Yes. Do we have please commanders now? Edimono. You know me only free. Tantimantim ebaye. Nti. That's what kobi a. Akwanhia no. See here no. The big minister nam kuku na sia. Okono. We actually say sometime no dey brand here e dia sim see otumi ko pepo no nya bepa e da fom kura pepo kase pa nti ye ko bia na asem no e si ye pepo no na fom kura
We know you to be a very good friend of the late Member of Parliament for Tamale Central. You were colleagues with him in Parliament. How hard has this news hit you?
I have nothing to say. I just have nothing to say.
I can imagine, you know, seeing you here, it was very difficult up until the point of tears even. When you went in there, how is the family coping? Have you seen the wife? How are they coping in the aftermath of this really devastating news?
I just pray that God guides them, that's all. That's all.
We wish you the best in these very difficult times, and so sorry for your loss. So, Nana, clearly, Edinburgh himself not able to speak to us following the news of the passing of someone he said was a friend. They both served in Parliament together, you know, and he barely could utter any words. According to me, he has nothing to say. But in his very short prayer, he is saying that God should, you know, give and grant the family of the late Member of Parliament, the late minister, strength during this very difficult time. As I speak to you, he's sitting down in tears. He can barely utter any words, you know, palm in the face, head bowed, and in tears. A very, very difficult moment for the family. Like I said earlier as well, we saw the sister also coming pretty shortly. The sister, right from when she got out from the vehicle, had to be held together and sent inside. It's been a very sorrowful, you know, time here. It's been very difficult. Currently, the tents have been set, and very shortly, we are being told that the chairs will be arranged so visitors who want to pay tribute, who want to come in and commiserate with the family, can do so. But as I speak to you, more people are still trooping in. Quite a number of people have come in, entered into the main house since his coming here. Clearly a very difficult moment, a very, very difficult moment. Also, we were told that some staffers who worked very close with him in his personal office are also here, and they could also barely utter any words, right? Because some of them dealt with him very early in the morning, some of them a few minutes before that particular flight, which would lead into that crash and ultimately his demise. Some persons who were with him up onto the flight are also here, and they can barely believe the news that has come in today. Very devastating. Very.
Dr. Jamie Ho, only me and Comoye, only me and it's with some Muchoy. Cassette member, Cassette member. Doctor, hey, Doctor, one can you and dream you?
Would you know it? My phone is so quite the wife and I'm to connect. I think you descend down. More top.
So these are the bodies in the sacks that have been brought down. With assistance from NADMO and military and other emergency services. So these are the charred bodies that have been carried in the sacks here.
We just want to know how you're feeling after you heard the news, how you heard it in the first place.
We're all very devastated. It's a very big blow. There's not much to say. Honorable Mutala was, we shared an office, we shared our secretariat in Parliament during the 8th Parliament, and he was like a mentor and a big brother and a strategist and so many things all put together in one, so many things in one. And it's just how this has happened is just, you can't comprehend. So that's all I can say. May Allah give him a restful place, and may the souls of all the departed, may they rest in peace.
I'm still engaging Honorable Gazelle Tete. You have been a friend with him for years. How are you feeling after hearing this particular news? I mean, the way they went, very tragic, very gory. How do you feel about the situation?
Ade,
Sit down. If you sit down, then you enter. I need it. But you know, sit down. If you sit down, then you enter. I need it. But you know,
the entire nation is still struggling to come to terms with the sudden death of some 8 individuals, including Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omanibuama and Minister for Environment, Science and Technology Murtala Mohammed, who were reportedly involved in a helicopter crash today. And the Metro News team is currently here at the headquarters of the National Democratic Congress to have a feel of the entire atmosphere and also ascertain the mood in general. And upon arrival, we could tell that some party officials and supporters are here in a state of mourning and in deep shock. It's been difficult to get them to speak due to the current state they find themselves in, and granting interviews is a difficult thing for them to do right now.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Today is the 7th of August, 2025. It's a Thursday, and indeed a sad one. And I don't know how I'm going to do the show today, but we still have a duty to you, our viewers. We still have to come here and tell you what's happening and to give you some more update on what's happening in our dear country, Ghana. My name is Aldo Moro, and I want to welcome you to the show. Good morning, Ghana. And I want to say that, well, we want to say big thanks to the Almighty God for giving us another privilege, a rare one indeed, for returning here to bring you what the nation Ghana is talking about. I would go straight ahead and look at what the newspapers are reporting, and predictably, almost all the newspapers are talking about that tragic, unfortunate, and also very, 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 very sad incident that happened yesterday that has thrown the entire nation into a state of mourning, understandably so. This has never happened before. It will go down history, or recent history, as the most tragic event that this country has ever experienced. Very, 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 very sad. But we still have work to do, so we'll still tell you what the newspapers are reporting. Daily Graphic has the pictures of all the fallen heroes. There's about 6 of them. There's not 2, but 6 out of the 8. And it says, tragedy strikes nation. 2 ministers, 6 others perish in helicopter crash. President declares 3 days national mourning starting today. The Ghanaian Times. My attention's been drawn. Sorry, so there's actually the other 2. So that's 8. 6 at the top and 2 at the down. So yes, 8. Thanks for drawing my attention. We're in a state of confusion, so please bear with us. The Ghanaian Times also has the pictures of all the fallen heroes as well. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Yeah, so in this case, there's only 6 out of the 8. And it says, national tragedy, Omanibuama Murtala Mohammed Alhaji Muniru, 5 others perish in helicopter crash. UN, Germany stand in grief solidarity with Ghana. There's a cocoa she lauds government for increase in cocoa price. Daily Guide that says Black Wednesday. And it says Omane Buama, Murtala Mohammed, 6 others killed in fiery jet crash. Flags fly at half-mast, bent bodies retrieved. There's Aboso, Bompieso, chiefs warn Ganamse politicians. I'm not a criminal, Shatawale slams Iyoko. Daily Post, national tragedy, Dr. Omane Buama. Honorable Murtala Mohammed and 6 others die in heli crash. 8 persons confirmed dead in helicopter crash at Adanse. The President Mahama suspends activities, declares 3 days mourning after helicopter crash. And there's Gulf helicopter crash. Mortal remains of 8 persons who died arrive in Accra. Chief of Staff leads top government delegation to receive remains of Defense Minister, 7 others. Stop circulating gory helicopter crash footage. Government pleads with public. Please, please, please stop it. It's not right. It's, for those of you who are doing it on social media, it's media generally. I think it's lazy journalism. Don't do that. You should always think about the families and loved ones. It's extremely important. Please stop it. Even this morning, somebody sent me one and I had to delete it and actually block the person, unfortunately, because it's unacceptable. Don't do that. The Insight newspaper says that Ghana mourns over deadly helicopter crash involving government ministers. Shai Osudoku DCE rallies support for President Mahama amid demands over campaign promises. When graves become football field, the forgotten story of Osu Cemetery. Improper legacy debt won't be honored. GRA rebuffs NIA claims over unpaid fees. Galamsey rate welcomed by Aboso, Bompieso chiefs as politicians told to stay away. Now, on the long march to sovereignty, Niger's revolution against French neocolonialism enters 3rd year. The Accra Times blame MPP for Boko crisis, but John Mahama will solve it once and for all. Mahama Ayariga. FDA strikes, stop tasty tom production over health risk. In commemoration of Pan-African Women's Day, Zanato fights for women at grassroots. Amefe Central MP hailed women in vegetable farming grateful. Asanso Boachi disagrees with Agboja's claim Kufuor's road legacy unmatched. Afanyo Marking isn't happy with the reconstitution of ECOWAS parliamentary delegation. And you have the Daily Searchlight. The Daily Searchlight says President Tinubu mourns with Ghana. AU chairperson grieves with Ghana. UN mourns Ghana. Helicopter crash victims pledges solidarity. Tears rain on a Black Wednesday. And that's it for, well, sorry about that. There was also Business and Financial Times. There's GAF, helicopter crash kills 2 ministers, other top officials. BNFT launches Youth Economic Forum to support young entrepreneurs. The CSO's push for ratification of AU Free Movement Protocol. Kokoshi backs 3,229 cocoa price. And then there's a BOG leverages academia to shape a digital currency future. Leveraging share as strategic export frontier. There's an article that you may want to grab for the BNFT and have a look at. It's an interesting article. Metro Lens. Wukwada Bone, that's according to the Metro Lens, and has a picture of the late Dr. Edward Omane Buama and the 7 others, gallant soldiers and patriotic citizens of this country who have sacrificed their lives in the line of duty. All right, so this is Good Morning Ghana, and today don't expect the normal Good Morning Ghana. From time to time, perhaps, we may have to be talking to some persons who know these individuals and would want to console and condole with the families and loved ones and relatives. And so it may not look the usual Good Morning Ghana that you know, and I think that you should please understand and bear with us. But stay with us. This is Good Morning Ghana. Don't go anywhere.
Inchokuni nipa, no da wa untuminki kani hui. Asum kia nipa, no da wa odini saguni bui. Yeah, diara. Galerity, happiness. Oh yo, yeah, she swept free. Yeah, I'm seeing.
If you are telling us it's because of the gold board, it's because of the gold board that the economy is doing well. Didn't you have gold under your administration? Didn't you have gold? As a matter of fact, at a time when you had leading members of your party who were telling you that there were some ministers who were not doing well, and those ministers should be booted out, you all cowed to submission. Today, you are talking about that. And to say, Mr. Speaker, the least said about patriotism, the better. And now my brother is telling us that, you see, we are patriots, and that is why we are supporting. That is why we have never been against any of such intervention. As a matter of fact, you have stayed more worked out in this parliament than your total number in parliament.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology, this isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And oh, your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana Cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a micro system. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkets. Happy smile.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
Wezalo Amarab. Yes.
Ghana Tourism Authority welcomes you to the 2025 African Marketing and Technology Conference.
From digital storytelling to destination marketing, welcome to Ghana, the gateway to Africa.
Come here and build high-valued network. And of course, you build this network with great industry leaders.
We can't wait to host you. From our immersive cultural experiences to the plethora of our sun, our beaches, our gastronomy. Woo!
We are asking all of you to come network at this beautiful event. Events that will actually teach you the real value of marketing to tourism.
Yes, the Aquaba Night. Come and experience our rich heritage. Come and dance to the beat and rhythm of our music and culture. This is Ghana Tourism Authority.
and share or dot so for you. Yana Hadrick. This is you have to pay with it. Who's in your men up about no be arranged to me feeling.
Okay, Honorable and Chair, members of Parliament, equally say, albino a match house for Suda Lumba, stage burial. What's here no? Then I'll come.
Say, you and find Yaman your Sembia, if I can.
اللهم ارحم لجميع الموتانا مؤمنين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية ولنبيك كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك اللهم اغفر لجميع الموتانا مسلمين اللهم ارحم لجميع الموتانا مؤمنين الذين شهدوا لك بالوحدانية ولنبيك كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم.
Abusia made the bones one. Na I think 17 years away. Papa Adam is screen you know why I am and why I'm 1 year pa. He has really surprised me. I think so for some few weeks and I me posted a story about this little boy a friend of a year settle or 9 years. Now crying the situation necessary. Or the plastic chair and an anti-medical school. And I hear say, oh, you be more near the Macran surgery. Because a cranny son and my medical hospital, but they demanded some amount of money. No, mamma, no, they are crying coffee and a crandy, asked for the plastic chair and auntie. The publisher a story, you know, and I hear say, a gentle worker crap. Now, the publisher and Antibia and a minya call from an unknown number. Minya call no. Na me fire because I told the beer amount for our friend who friend a scammer name among scammer names I don't know. And I may say when ye no say your friend doctor or Manabuama before then no car doctor Manabuama na for the margin go see so. I'm so Manabuama bang. Dr. Manabuama bang. No say defense minister. Your honor na me ba me teams are called as come over repay me because for the past 8 years I've been doing this works now. There has not been a sector minister what framed by himself. Nipa Sumansi Clinton, I've seen this post. I want to support or something. Although say be a politicians for be a crana or the fabiso, but this man actually called me by himself. Now me say there be no way. Until I obisa me na me say oh obisa me say me when that time na makodi suya na me say o me ba kra no say okay me ba kra let him know me ba kra me wo suya nkrampo no some friend bisa me say akra no hote sen na me say o nyame adom no ho ye na ya said ne be ba ye hospital nyame boa things na ye Wednesdays and Thursdays na doctor ne ba that's it so me can search na no send this kasi em fa camera. So send this Canada muse akwawi onye froster because froster bia ni hono mo a obesend wusika se je sika we na fire fafa cabra go nim se nipa no be frodo na me sha se nya gide woni mo ti o man no afro how is the boy like offer almost every day to check up on the boy na me say man we minister yi ni de abuso no know is I on one me because me to be frank obi frere sana I have first friend the yemi sa and muso be friend na or yes I now. I do be I will be before. But this man had patience. In the way I know see Kasame Hono. Let me who said Debbie. This man is different. For the past 8 years, I've been sharing here. I did my member video about it that. But the kind of treatment yeah, sorry to say, mine no, the man no. And now patient when ya even cry me do me bufu ye say na I say oh yeah no say me you me say or no na me say oh akobe obabe you know later on then I realize it's him or check up on the boy uma na fidie support the boy na kakra yeah the boy na bad doctors for ask he did for surgery na he bail aba agra my na afreme e won the ministry nko yeah this is the first time I make that defense side or defense ministry. Now say when I suggest for ministry, minim. But later on, my joint says side defense there is about security. Ni none suggest for you. And the makunko. Yeah, rade. Dr. Manabu amaju tu Yamichel. Eh? Ye na ye nim issue a ekoso ewo boko ene saadi adeno. Ni nyina no koba nyina na ebegu ono ne so. But this man still had time to ensure that this little boy is saved. Nipa benye. Tebusam ye video we are. Na me ya sinya ne say papa ka say obetua akra no ne hospital bill no. Mother Roma Yame Ayadom, the man has cleared the bill. Enya odana da bon some about her video. So on behalf of myself and then my team and all the followers that I have here, we yemfanya politics, Mother Roma. Me mfa video we nya politics. We me nya politics. Nti we yemfanya politics, Mother Roma. Nti mesremo say obi hunu from a different perspective, but I'm not doing politics. Ajuma we are mayor. Sebi MPP ni boa, NDC ni boa, CPP ni boa, PPP ni boa. Kuyadonko ni boa. Nti obi aboa. Nti no minti minka sebia me koye politics akoye se bia nipa we oyesi ana oyesi. But no kwasem ne se I had a call from Dr. Omane Boama, and then he promised to pay for all the costs. Cost no crowd.
If you are an MP, wallahi, and you take a dime on that constituency and chop it on the day of judgment, you will account to the people. You will. And that is one thing many politicians are not aware of. If you take a dime that belongs to the state or the constituency on the day of judgment, you will account to every single individual who lives in that country or who lives in that constituency. Will you be able to justify this in the sight of Allah? Will you be able to do that? The challenges confronting us in this country is corruption. The challenges. I'm not a saint, but at least you do your possible best to avoid it. I don't have money. What I have, what I get is my salary. And wallahi, not a dime of Tamale Central has ever touched my tongue or bought a book for my son or my daughter, because I know that I will account for it. And our society today, if you don't have money, you have no value in our society. The moment you are given appointment, your family thinks that their lives have changed. The moment you have a small opportunity, people think that you must provide. If you don't have, they disrespect you.
Please. Dr. Omani Buama. Dr. Omani Buama. Doctor, you're welcome. Doctor, I'm good. Please. Dr. Omani.
Enchokuni ni pa no da wa untu minki kani hui Asompia ni pa no da wa odini saguni bui Ye diare Gana ruti apinisi Oyo Ye chi swepe pre Ye am sisien
Professor Hali also here. Haruna DC here, the Minister for Education. A number of people, and other officials from the home of the other officials from the office, the president, and Professor Hali also here. Haruna DC here, the Minister for
Very, very sad. Sad. Very, very, very tragic and terrible news. It's very, very difficult to accept that these individuals are not with us anymore. It's very difficult to accept it. And sometimes as religious and spiritual as we are, we ask the question, but why? You know, but it is what it is. But anyway, you're live on Good Morning Ghana on a Metro Television. My name is Aldo Moro. It's not a very normal day, and we're all trying to come to terms with the reality, with the truth, with the fact, which is that 8 patriotic, gallant soldiers of this country have lost their lives in the line of duty. And it's not just a loss to the family, not just a loss to the country, but it's a loss to the family and their dependents. And sometimes people don't get this, but it's just the way our society is structured. We depend on each other. We depend on each other. It's not just your wife if you're married, or your father or your mother or your aunties and, you know, cousins and nephews, and, you know, but it's also friends and so on. And so when one person loses their lives, it's such a big deal. It has far-reaching implications and consequences, you know, because they are not just breadwinners, as I said, to their family, but also many others. Some of them I know very personally. I know the kinds of things they've been doing for people, you know, and I'm asking, so what is going to happen to all these people who are depending on this, persons who have perished their lives? It's a very, very difficult one. Very difficult to understand sometimes how life works, you know. But we still have a job to do, and we're here. I have been joined in the studio by a very good friend of this program. He hasn't been here in a while, but he's back here. I'm talking about Ernest Adade, Mr. Ernest Adade. He's joined us on the show to join all of us here to commiserate and to have a conversation about, you know, today is not going to be the usual MPP and DC conversation, but we're going to talk about life generally, politics, family, and so on and so forth, and what, you know, these things mean. What are some lessons that we can draw, you know, and so on and so forth. So Ernest, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us on Good Morning Ghana. I'm not really my absolute self, so please bear with us. And I'm sure that it's the same with you. I mean, when you walked in, you told me how you've been struggling since yesterday to come to terms with the news, an unfortunate incident. But we still have to talk. So I hope you're doing well. I know, how's your family? Where were you? I mean, when you heard the news, what was your immediate reaction? What were some of the things that were going through your mind? You know, I mean, almost all the newspapers are talking about the same issues, of course, looking at it from different angles. In some cases, they're telling us what happened. In some cases, they're telling us some of the well wishes that have come through from both within and outside of the country. And some are also telling us about what we didn't know about some of these individuals who have perished their lives. So it depends on
where you stand.
Exactly, and editorial discretion and so on. My only biggest problem, one of my biggest challenges has been, you know, this subculture of always taking videos of scenes without any empathy, without any sympathies, you know, and just throwing them into the public domain, and without thinking about what others who are related to these persons who find themselves in this unfortunate incidents feel and think about the situation. You know, I don't know how we're going to nip this in the bud, but it's a terrible attitude. But yeah, so back to the question I asked: where were you? What were you doing at the time? How did you hear the news? What was your immediate reaction? And I'm sure that it's as usual, put you in a thinking mode.
Well, thank you so much, and greetings to you.
Or in a reflective mode, sorry.
Greetings to you and your production team. In fact, this morning, you could see that it's very difficult for people to even go and sit on TV, on radio to do anything. So as I was moving here, I was just thinking, would anybody even be courageous enough to discuss anything politics or whatever on a day like this? And before I continue, we have to understand that these people too have families. Especially, you realize that virtually all of them are men, meaning that they have spouses who are women. The Bible describes the women as the weaker vessels. And when things happen like this, in our local parlance, we will say that the man doesn't have to cry. We expect the women to be to feel the pain more and cry. So when it happens like this, and the women are the receiving end, the first group of people who you will want to think deep about are the wives, especially. So many, some of them, their mothers are still alive, their parents are still alive, so the pain will be deep. But the biggest blow most often will hit the wives of these people. These are dedicated public servants. I think Mutala's statement is trending everywhere. And you have very few people, very few people who have that level of commitment that he will say, I'm going into public office. And in public office, I am committing to ensuring that my people are best served. And beyond serving them to the best of my ability, they must get whatever is due them. And I am not going to divert any resources meant for my people, and I don't intend to have any undue benefit from that was meant for my people, for my personal self. And that statement, I think people associated with it so much so that virtually every radio station, TV station that you tune into plays that video, and you keep hearing it daily every time you try to listen to radio. So for him, he left a mark in that direction. I remember the last time we had any engagement with Dr. Omani Boama. As for me, I have a relationship with him from the past. You know, he was a student leader. When we were student leaders, every time we were causing trouble, he visited us. He was one of the people. In fact, so it was a friend of one of my old friends from school who called me yesterday. And he is in Canada now. He's been in Canada for so many years now. And he called me to ask that this is what he's hearing. He's seeing some things on social media, and is it true? I said, yes. I also just heard the news. And so he started recounting some encounters we had with Dr. Omani Boama back in the days. And you could see that friendship, that openness, that frank personality, and all that we knew about from the student leadership days up until he entered politics and all that. And you realize that it's not something that is cool for anybody, because these are people you have encountered directly. And I keep saying that we are not family members. We just might have known them in politics, in some levels of engagement. And overnight, you hear this news. So if me, sitting somewhere, the whole of yesterday I was in a meeting. Immediately I came from the meeting, I entered the car to drive off. Then I started hearing the news later in the afternoon. And even me, the person who might not have that affinity, that closeness with any of them, if you hear the news and it hits me like that, then Moro, you can imagine what will happen to people who depend on people like these, those people who their lives are tied together, wives, children, brothers, sisters. In the case of those whose parents are alive, mothers, fathers, and all that. And yesterday I was following on YouTube when the chief of staff and his entourage went to Dr. Omani Boama's mother's place. I watched when the vice president was also on the way to the wife's place, and when he got there, Chief, I want to be sincere with you. I couldn't continue watching. Well, yeah, I couldn't. There was no way you could continue watching. So I got home, and in the evening, people were talking about this, the way they were transported from the forest, and Chief, to be sincere with you, for the first time, I'm telling you, I nearly wept. In fact, tears filled my eyes. And I believe that that's where I have a problem. These are statesmen. These are senior cabinet members, for that matter. The defense minister holds everything for this country. And the environment minister. These are people who are working for the country. That doesn't mean, you see, the whole commentary is centered around the political class. And we sometimes tend to forget that there were our men in uniform who were making sure that this meeting, this program that they were attending was okay. But the two high-ranking political officials plus the other politically related people, to be sincere with you, the conversation is around these two because we see them as the highest. And in Ghana, do you know there is a law that, as we are in the studio now, let's say I'm here with an MP or a minister of state and there should be a problem. Let's say the building should be on fire. The process is that they will whisk away the Minister of State or the Cabinet Minister. It will be in that order before it gets to Moro and I, who are the normal, ordinary, let me put it this way, the ordinary Ghanaian, you will be taken care of. So I expected that if we had this unfortunate situation happen, no matter what it is, this picture I just saw on the screen shouldn't have been the situation at all. And my appeal, when I was coming, I heard you saying that we should stop sharing that part. Me, what breaks my heart the most is the sack thing. To be sincere with you, anytime I see it, I break down completely. It's the most. I don't know. It's the most painful part for me. Yes, people pass. It's normal with a human being. We will all die. Yeah. At a point in time anyway. Whether you like it or not, there will come to a time when even if you are still living, you yourself will wish for death. Let's say you hit the 100, you are sick. So whether we like it or not, we will all go. But as Africans, we put a lot of premium on our dead. We seem to protect their image after they are dead. We protect their memory and all that. And I didn't believe that the memory I would have wanted to see about our departed brothers who had passed is what we saw. That sack thing, Moro, I'm begging the military, let's take it off completely. Nobody it feels good seeing the sack thing. I just feel so terrible anytime I behold that sack idea, and I don't know how it happened. We don't know the circumstances under which those decisions to use the sack to convey the remains. I don't know what informed that decision or what occasioned that action, but we shouldn't have allowed it. It shouldn't have happened.
I think that whatever right. It is, I mean, we could have waited.
Exactly.
So you cordon the place.
Exactly. And it has to do with the military.
And the
they
military,
are not afraid of the bush. They are not afraid of the jungle.
You cordon the place off and then bring a proper, body bag.
Right thing.
And then pick them up, but to put them in a sack.
Especially when this has to do with the military, which we know that the military is the most disciplined institution the world over, where things are done the right way, properly. I was too broken when this, and whoever made the decision, whether the villagers, the people within the community are the people who made that decision, or some officials who were present there. Sometimes when you are broken, you can give them the benefit of the doubt that sometimes when you are broken and there is any strong news like that hitting you, if you don't take care, you can't think right. And that's on that score, people could be forgiven. But once it had to do with the military, and we know what the military is capable of, and the kind of things the military could have done, I think, please, that's one. And I'm telling you,
I think it was an act of indiscretion.
Okay, whenever I see that, because plane crash, yes. Somebody passing, yes. But the way the kind of memory we created with that action, that one I beg to differ. And if we could do anything within our power to take that part of the whole bad situation out of our thinking, then it should be so. Because I told you I was listening to radio in the afternoon.
Yeah.
When one reporter mentioned that they were taking cocoa sacks to the forest. In fact, I heard the host ask cocoa sacks.
Yeah, because he was shocked.
He was shocked that he heard the reporter saying that the guys are going to the forest with cocoa sacks. And for me, even if we bought these, if we didn't have body bags readily available and we want to act immediately, and the military couldn't have got around the place, just make sure that people don't interfere. And when ordinary people, when even accidents happen, police people often will go and make sure that the area is secure.
So that's part of the wreckage. Oh, so it cut into the trees.
I think it hit a tree.
Oh, look at that.
I think so.
Okay. Because you see some blood stains, eh?
You see, it flew. It's possible it flew into a tree.
Okay.
And automatically, like I was telling you, when a helicopter flies into a tree and the propellers are caught in the branches, the cabin will spin.
Right.
And if the cabin spins, I think the pilot will have very little time to react.
Yes.
And before he could say, Jack, maybe this tragedy would have happened. It's not time to look for, where we are sitting now, this is not the time to say, oh, this caused it, or this should have happened. This shouldn't have. Yesterday I read so many things online and I heard so many commentaries. For me, this is not the time. For me, this is a serious heartbreak. See, this is a serious issue, especially where family, spouses, children are involved. This is not a time to want to talk about any other thing apart from the big tragedy that has happened. And these are people we have personal relationships with. Remember, I was on this show with Mutala before. I've known Mutala when they first, in 2009, came to the ministry. You see, these are people we know. And like I was telling you, can you imagine the minister and his motorcade driving into the airbase to go and board his aircraft? His people bid him farewell. Oh, I'm going to Kumasi. I will come back. And the stories we are hearing, some people said, oh, we called in the morning. I heard one radio station say they called Honorable Omani Buama, that he was to be on the show. I said, oh, I have an emergency, something to attend to in Kumasi, in Ashanti region. So when I come back, call me tomorrow morning. That would have been this morning, so that I will schedule and appear on your show in the afternoon. And all these things, then the next news is that. You can imagine. That's why I said, as for me, the no. If the state can do anything to take this sack matter off the conversation, to be fine. You went into a plane in your V8 and your dispatch rider, and the next time I see you on TV is this. I don't want it. I don't want to even contemplate it at all.
To think that you left your home in a car and returned in a sack.
It's bad. You can come back in a body bag. Everybody, it can happen to anybody. So to that extent, we are fine. As for me, death is inevitable, Moro.
Okay.
If you like, whether it's only that it could be postponed till you are 100 years, or it could happen tomorrow or next.
But it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen, and we can't do anything about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me bring in a man who has worked very, very, very closely with one of the fallen heroes and he worked with him in his capacity as the director of IT and elections for the NDC in opposition, and so knows Omani Buama very well, and I'm sure would have some really some good, fond memories of Dr. Omani Buama. I'm talking about the man Sofo Tanko Rashid Computer, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communications, as GIFEC. And Sofo, salam alaikum.
Boji, alaikum salam.
And I don't want to ask you how you're doing, because yes, because I know how you're doing, I know how you're feeling. And I don't know, but what's been happening? I mean, what more can you share with us as far as this tragic incident is concerned? You know, I mean, for instance, we heard that the president was supposed to be at that same event where Omani Buama and Co were attending. The likes of Sami Jemfi, the likes of Amako Fibua. Of course, he was there, but he took the lead. And I'm even told Muntaka Mubarak, the interior minister, was also supposed to be there. You know, but first of all, what have you been thinking? You know, what have you been reflecting on since this whole thing happened? Where were you, for instance, when you heard the news? And what was your immediate reaction? And again, if you have something to share with us as far as what we're hearing about other persons who could have, you know, touch wood, God forbid, been involved in this.
Very well, Moro. Today, I don't know. Yesterday was the most darkest day in the history, I would say in the history of my life, actually. And a death of a person has never hit me hard like yesterday.
Wow.
Yes. Because knowing the person that I worked with closely, Omani Buama, at least expected he was about going. Because as of yesterday in the morning, 7:45, we were discussing very important national issue.
Oh, yesterday?
Yesterday.
7:45
a.m. The chats are still here.
Is it like a regular interaction with
yes,
on daily basis?
Daily basis, we talk, we chat about issues. You know, see, I don't want to say but he's gone. He was the director of elections of the NDC, although a defense minister. He still holds that position. Yeah. And I deputize him with my other colleagues. So daily, when it comes to election matters and all that, we share. He will give us directions and all that. I've never seen a gem like that in the business of elections. Like, he was like a chairman in a boardroom. He will come out with strategy, with plan, and then we will just go and execute.
And I'm told he is very, very scientific in his approach.
And meticulous. Meticulous when it comes to figures. When you come with your plan, Omani will look at you and ask you simple questions. What you have brought, does it make sense to you? If it makes sense to me, then it makes sense to me. You reflect back before you now go ahead. So we discuss. And my other colleague was to take the lead today to Akotia. It was about Akotia. So he was, at that morning, he was still doing his job as a director of elections. Although he had another national assignment he was going to do. We didn't know. He never disclosed to us that he was going for the trip. So when he was telling us about what to do for the Akotia, what to do, go and do this, you take charge of this, you do this, you come with your report, this and that. 11 something, then the story started coming.
Where were you then?
I was in my office. Jack, I collapsed. I didn't understand what was going on. My driver had to come and pick me, carry me to India High Commission to sit there because I didn't know what was going on. I said from 88 up to now, it was yesterday, tears started flowing my eyes. I was just looking at this. What is this? A dream story? What is happening? Such a brilliant person I've ever met. Omani hardly talks. He only put pen and paper. And then what you put on paper, Anywhere you are going, you go with it. And you come back with results. That was the kind of person he was. You go, sit down before you, money will tell you, look, don't go to TV station or radio station unprepared. If you know you are not prepared, don't appear there at all. These are the areas you should handle. Don't go this path, go this path. And you will always succeed in that aspect. Brother Moro, Ghana, we have lost again. We have lost again. Damn brainy. He understood the game of politics, how to navigate in the difficulties of opposition and in power. Just last week in his office, we met all our directors of elections after we've won and all that, had very beautiful discussions with them and all that. Putting strategies, I took down the news and then we were about starting implementing some of the things we discussed, and the man left. Left us midway like this. It's very bad. Very, very terrible. Mutala was my junior in the training college. We attended the same training college, Tamale teacher training college. Once I was in my final year, they came in the first year. So I knew him from afar. I mean, and later on, very close, working together when he was the MP for Nanton, and later on Tamale. I know his passion for the youth, especially Tamale Enclave. Mutala will meet me and say, you know, you always say, a computer, what are we doing for the youth over there? We have to do something for them. They have worked hard. They need jobs. You guys must create something, bring up something. I'm also doing something. Let's get them employed. That was his passion. Tamale was in his head always. Anytime he meets you, he'll tell you, what are we doing for Tamale, my people? You know, that's where you stay. And although you are from Bimbila, but you live all your life in Tamale. So I said, we have that plan. He visited me in my office recently. Spoke at length. I didn't know that he was part of the delegation until when the gentleman who called me was mentioning the name, I just threw the phone away. And even the most interesting aspect and sad part of it is Samuel Sapon. We had we meet always on Tuesdays, functional executive committee meeting.
Okay.
So when we met on Tuesday, actually he requested that I give him a laptop. He wanted to give to his grandsons and all that. I said, National Vice Chairman, so we there. A simple matter. So I gave him 2. So that Tuesday, he was thanking me. I always call him my father, talk, and then National Chairman announced to us at the meeting that there was this program that they were going to attend in Obuasi, and they needed senior officials like the FEC members to be present. But he had already had some program lined out, so he was not able to go. He won't be able to go. So he needed another person. And General Secretary also said, it's too short, it's just been announced, and the thing is tomorrow, because he has some other program he has penciled to attend. Then Kobe Ballon suggested that, look, National Vice Chairman, you are here, Dr. Sapon. It's from your region. You should represent us. And he's the type, he would never resist anything FEC will ask him to do. That was the kind of person he was, Dr. Sapon. Very passionate for the NDC. When it comes to NDC and his programs, unannounced, he will go. That's how he was. So everybody say, oh yeah, Dr. Sapon, this one there, you have to go. That's how he joined it. No, the FEC was goodbye him like that. In fact, I'm told his driver collapsed because he drove him to. Yes, he drove him Air Force Base for the man to join. He hadn't even reached the office when this news broke because of traffic and all that. So as soon as he got down and they hit him with their story, he collapsed. They had to rush him to 37 because he didn't believe this. He drove the man to the Air Force Base.
Little did he know that was going to be the last time.
he was going to do. And then the Abuaji, you know, Abuaji, our candidate for Boise East, he also works with NADMO. He's a deputy executive director of NADMO.
Okay.
Abuaji
Is it for the region?
No, for the national.
Oh, for national?
Yes, national. So he was representing NADMO in the delegation, because the minister was supposed to be there, Interior Minister Muntaka. That's why he broke down, because he would have been part of the names that we are mentioning.
Yeah.
Muntaka was going to be part of them.
I'm told with the Samijin fee.
Yes, they were going to join the team, and that's why he broke down. Because therefore, it was just with some few minutes for him to come. I think something took him off. He has to stay back in the office to deal with, and then they had to go. And you know, you
mean Muntaka?
Muntaka, yes. He was to join them.
Yeah, His Excellency the President was the guest of honor.
Yes, the President was going. And the interesting thing is that this one, the heli was to go and come back and pick the second delegation.
Hey!
That was this thing. And this thing just happened. Limuna, another gentleman par excellence. You know, I worked closely. When I got to know Limuna very well when he became the regional minister. At that time, I was then the regional director of election for the NDC, as well as the regional treasurer. When he came in, we worked very closely. Limuna will always ask you, how do we go about this? How do we go about this? How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Because he knows that we were in the political terrain, and he was now joining us up. And then we worked closely until he was reshuffled to our Greek ministry. That this joint didn't come. We're still together. And you know, after we lost power in 2016, he worked closely with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to the extent when His Excellency established his farm at Busuna around this place. Limuna was part of the team managing the farms. That's why people were not hearing from him, because he was managing His Excellency household and then the farms and all that. He's passionate when it comes to Greek and human relations and all. Fantastic. And so a friend of mine is staying with him, who happened to be our secretary at FEC, living in his house. Limuna was not interested in getting any job. He didn't want any job. He said he wanted to continue this Greek thing he's doing with the president and do his business and other things. He wasn't interested in public service job anymore. But you know our math, pressure. The government is in power. You are not getting job, as if they have forgotten of him. That's why he reluctantly went in for. You know, his appointment just came about 2 weeks ago.
Yes, he's deputy to Razak.
Deputy to Razak.
Yes.
He wasn't interested. But he said, well, since the pressure is there and the presidency also wants me to save the nation, why not? He cannot tell the president, I won't do the job. It's called duty. So he accepted to work with Razak as a deputy. I think this is his first assignment. Yes. First major assignment is going with this thing. And we lost this. I said, from morning at the time it happened up to evening, I couldn't control myself. 5 important personalities like this. It hits us hard as a nation. And 3 young men, the airmen. 3 young men. Anala, I know his father. His father was also a squadron leader from science and tech and all that. 3 young guys. Just lost them like that. We have to thank His Excellency for declaring 3D national mourning. I mean, it's for everybody. These were fine brains, especially when you take Mutala and the guy is speaking and even when she put pen and paper together, you know that this is a brainy guy. He knows his stuff. After my boss, if I'm going to talk about him, Omani Buama, we'll talk up to evening. We'll end the show. He was a friend, a father, and a teacher. I was learning. The man had a library, full library in his house. Money from the office, he doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't have friends. So he will go and sit anywhere, straight to his house, to the library. That's how he was. He wrote a book. He was about launching the book this year.
Yeah, he's launched one already.
Yes.
Which was, I think, was about nukes?
Yes, nukes. Yes. This one is about atomics.
Oh.
I'm telling you, the stuff he's put in there, that book would have hit the political landscape and reshaped the way it is. He finished it. In fact, I'm sure he wanted to launch it in, I think, in September, because we're forcing him to write a book on the election, 2024, how we transverse up to this. Then he said, yes, because of the atomics book, he wants to launch that one and then continue. No, he started writing the book. We didn't even know. He started writing the book about what happened in 2024, the strategy, the plan, the processes, and all that. How we navigate the processes and this body camera thing.
Oh, I think that's the book,
isn't it? That is it. That is the book.
Oh, A Peaceful Man.
Yes. That's
wow.
it. That's the book.
Wow. Oh, Mane Buama. That's it. I see.
Yes.
A Peaceful Man in an African Democracy.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
the stuff in the
ready.
book.
It's
ready. Everything is set. Waiting to be launched. Such a brilliant chap. And he was writing on election too. That is the painful aspect. Moro. Omani was an institution when it came to election. People didn't know. He knows his flair. When you hear him talk to people, I was just an arrowhead talking. It was coming from Omani. You see, you know, he was a type who didn't like talking plenty. So I was just a striker. They passed the ball and they'll fire. But the real footwork and all this was coming from him. Mahdi, Yaira, and then Ataboate. We had a team. And everybody knew who was going to strike what. So prepare everything and then computer, go and fire. Go in. And one of the fond memory I will always cherish, and I said I will continue to choose him even in the next world as my boss, was the day the Electoral Commission came out with the register with that summaries, totals. Mani told me, keep your eye on these people, on the ball. This will make or unbreak NDC. If you falter here, we have doomed. Keep your eye on it. Don't fear. That is how we survived. We held them up to midnight and refused to accept anything thrown at us. And so when he came out with the body camera thing, people thought it's just a normal body camera. It's a code. It is only the team that can decode it for you. It was a strategy that was coded with the term body cameras. So on December 7th, 2024, when he announced midday, activate body cameras, people didn't understand. They thought we had some cameras in their bodies, and it was a code. And we knew how it was going to be played. He's gone. We know it. We will keep it alive. We will still keep the code for another important activities that the party will call us to come and do. This was the man we're talking about. And the team he assembled trained us together, worked together with them, opened our eyes about certain things, how to go about matters of this nature. And then when we came to power, he wanted to make sure that the party agents who worked for the party, the trainers, the instructors, everybody will have his or her due. He started it. And it was working. A good number of them are in places. And the next month, we're going into the instructors and trainers as well as the party agents who worked across the 80,000 polling stations. We had very beautiful plans work out. this was a strategy. This meeting I'm talking about, that meeting was not for jokers on that day. And so, all these things, when you reflect back and sit down, we've lost him. I said, no, it's a dream. It cannot be true. Full of life. Full of life. If it was to be health will not kill Omanimo for now. Health-wise. The man doesn't joke with his health. Eating the kind of food he eats, he's always moving with sanitizer, and to make sure that even COVID has gone, he has his masks always with him. You know, he's a seasoned doctor. So, he will always tell you, you take your life for granted. You people, you eat by heart. Anytime you go and say you want lunch, this thing time, that's not the time to be eating. He will always cool us. When you are in a meeting, sometimes Mad will say, you know your boss doesn't like eating, or you will sneak and let's go and eat and come. Because for him, he can sit from morning up, only tea or some small thing. This day, it was a serious deed, what we are just showing over there. It wasn't for jokers. We didn't get the victory on silver platter. We had to follow up because we knew what our opponents were planning with the EC. And such a fine brain is gone. Moro, we have lost a gem. And I'm not surprised across the political divide, they are eulogizing him and then the other members who passed on. That is what politics is about. We are not enemies. I've been saying it. We are not enemies. We are only opponents, opposing sides. We are social democrats, they are capitalists. We all want to develop Ghana, but we are using different routes. So when it comes to a tragedy of this nature, magnitude, we all come together as one, as a country. And especially when they lost their MP, Akotia. In fact, we NDC were in the forefront, eulogizing the gentleman, the young man, and even Senate delegation. Because it's painful to lose a person. Look, when you lose a life, it's costly to the state. Because the person, what the person was doing to the state, you've lost it. And so, we are together in this. I know our opponent, they are also hit. Because whatever they were going to do would inure to the benefit of everybody in Ghana. This project they were going to launch on behalf of the president was a masterpiece, responsible mining, so that this Galamsey business and all that will be thing of the past. Will redirect their energies to responsible mining and all that. And that's what they were going to do. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has a vision for the young people in Ghana. And he knew that, look, we cannot stop mining completely. This one will redirect your efforts so that we can have responsible, you the young people, the youth who want to be in mining, go and do your mining responsibly. We are not going to stop anybody from mining. That it is not in our agenda. Nobody can even stop mining in Ghana. But let's do it responsibly. And so this plan put together by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was a masterstroke to help the youth and make everybody who wants to go into it, go it perfectly. For them to die in line of duty, it's really hard. It's really hard. It's not easy. I just hope that I have seen some few write-ups in social media. I believe their heart will be touched. They should pull down those things. Those things doesn't. This is not the time to do politics. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It is not the time. What people are, I say people from the overzealous one from our opponent. What they are putting. I don't think it has the blessing of leadership at all. Because I saw the statement from MPP signed by their general secretary. Very touching. I mean, this is what a party is supposed to do. Of course, we are all mourning. And I heard my worthy brother, Afenyo Martin, I wish him well, Afenyo Martin, he also came out with a statement, very touching and all that. I mean, their leadership, I would adjust, but the overzealous ones, they think that everything is for politicking and all that. What is it that if you look at it, we've lost them. You are writing these things over there. Do you think you can survive tomorrow? And that's one thing you should reflect. You should empathize with this. And so when it comes like that, just put politics aside. And then let's be together. I spoke with BBC yesterday and Nigeria Arise TV, and they were all worried that to lose such important personality is a national disaster. It's a national tragedy. And you are in the country, you don't feel it. You go in because of some 10 city data you have put in your listing, you are writing rubbish. It's not the best. Let's empathize. Look, Murtala was a fine gentleman, a Muslim par excellence. He memorized the Quran. Murtala could read the Quran from in and out.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys I would say are jealous when it comes to the religion. I came from the religious talk. My house, all my brothers and relatives, I find high-level Islamic scholars. Unfortunately, I didn't go further. And so when he's reading it, I sit down and I like the way he's reciting the verses.
Yeah, let's listen to this one. Let's listen to this one.
Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل عزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشرهم بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
He is a gentleman.
He was a Hafiz.
I'm telling you, I said,
He has memorized the Quran.
You know the interesting aspect. His last interview with Tamale-based radio station, Diamond FM, they asked him about death and all that. And he said every day he's been thinking of death.
Yeah.
He's been thinking of death.
I saw that interview.
Yes. So it's like it was dawning on him. I wish I could read the way he was reading and reciting the verses. I love it when I sit down and listen to people recite it, the verses and all. Because of time, I couldn't study up to that level. And the Quran had such a brilliant person. Limuna was another devout Muslim. Alhaji Muna. Another devout Muslim.
You know, speaking about Murtala Muhammad, Ibrahim Murtala Muhammad, Sami Jinfi, who was actually was supposed to be part of the team that was going to Obuasi for the inauguration of the event. Now he put something up based on the Tamale issue that you mentioned, you know, where he said every day when he wakes up he thinks about death, you know. Now Sami Jinfi says, and this is what Sami remembers of Murtala. He says, hear this, and this is in quote, hear this, we have a home and a father to return to at the end of life's journey when all is said and done. And he says, Comrade Dr. Murtala Muhammad, fare thee well, comrade, rest in peace in the bosom of your maker. Just to
that is it.
Buttress the point you're making.
That is it. I'm saying that the gentleman, like you said, he knew it was dawning on him. And a very devout Muslim of that nature to die in this one. I have not studied much about the religion, but I can tell you he might be in his way to heaven. He might be in his way to heaven. Because I can testify his Islamic this thing. He never misses his prayers. And the same thing, Alhaji Limuna. Alhaji Limuna is always ready for prayer. When you are even doing some work and it's time for prayer, he will stop it and go straight to observe his prayer before he continues. That's one thing he never joked with. And I know my boss, a devout Catholic. Just last week, you know, there's a group in the Catholic Church, this St. John group or something like this. They came and presented some award to him in his office.
Okay.
Because of his role in the Catholic Church and all that, Dr. Mani. Very prayerful. And Dr. Sapo, they don't joke with this thing. That's why you always play the mouth organ anytime we have. When we lost Sampiali, and leadership went there, it was Dr. Sapon who was playing the mouth organ of our party anthem and all this. Eulogizing Sampiali, and when Adikuka group came to meet us at FEC, he spoke at length. A lot of people spoke at it. Saturday we were at the State House to bury Sampiali after Adikuka on Friday. And we buried Sampiali. All these groups were there to see off Sampiali, not knowing that we're going to lose them in the next few days. It's heart-wrenching, and I think we have to come together as a country.
Let me read something to you, and it speaks to, apparently, his philanthropic work, which apparently he was doing very quietly, not telling people. I'm sure that you may have witnessed some of those, but Mami Sewa Bonzi is you can call it a socialite. She's a very active person on social media and very well educated lady. Now, she posted this one up, and she says this is in February 2012. It says, during a difficult period in my life, I was asked to reach out to Dr. Omane Boama. Meanwhile, some people don't know that side of him. Okay. And this is the exchange between the two of them. Dr. Omane Boama says, Ajua, what do you want to do and how can I help? Then she says, Doc, I want to go back to school. And Omane Boama says, send me your admission letter. And she writes, this is how Doc changed my life. So during your birthdays, I'll post and send the message. Everyone needs a Dr. Omane Boama, and you will reply, thank you, Mami. Now, fast forward, 2024, this is December 13. Omane Boama says, Ajua, I took this picture of you and the team so that you remember this day and the work you did. And Ajua says, thank you, Doc. And then July 24, 2025, Omane Boama says, Ajua, this work has made us strangers. And then the lady, Ajua, says, Doc, I know you are always there, so no need to worry you. And then he says, that is true. Wow.
That was the man. You remember the little girl?
Okay.
The surgery that was done to it, one young girl whose parents could not do it.
Yes.
Just recently.
Yes, recently.
Until people started talking about, Omani has been doing that kind of philanthropic work behind the scene a lot.
I see.
Until people started publishing that. He didn't even want it out publicly. But it came out. It cost for almost 80,000 Ghana cedis for them to go and do the surgery. This was a man. When it comes to philanthropic work, he's par excellence. But he doesn't talk.
He doesn't talk.
No. That's the type. That's the type. Look, until recently that you see him appearing on national issues and coming up public, Omani will tell you that, oh, what am I going there to do? We have finished the work. Maybe some people just want cameras. Let them go and have their cameras and all that. I'm not interested in cameras. That's how he was. So he will tell you, but you people, you like cameras too much. What are you going for the function for? That's why most of the campaign trails and other things, You hardly will see him there. He will design the strategy, the plan, and everything, and then we will go and wear our big dresses and jump around. That's how he was. And then such a person, oh my brother.
All right. Do we have a break to take, Annie, so that we... Okay, all right, so stay with us. You're live on Good Morning, Ghana.
Will not hurt, but help our democratic process. You need to give it greater consideration. I come also to the point of adjudication, and we saw some very huge figures in the presentation. Are these figures emanating from the very adjudication meetings that NDC participated in? Because to the best of our knowledge, the meetings that we participated in, we did not treat these figures in tens of thousands, about 20-something thousand. So once again, it will be important for a forensic audit to identify where these over 20,000 figures are coming from. Because the report that we have does not support that. We have heard, and Madam Chair spoke about the fact that we certainly do not require external assistance. I've also heard some PC officials question the legality. We have CI 91 as amended by CI 126. We also have CI 127. Okay? A suggestion is being made.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friend, Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's you. Impruka. Yeah. Captain was key to double the action. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friend is Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sassa.
MGO Logistics and Supply is your trusted partner, providing seamless solutions for all your procurement needs. From sourcing products to managing imports and exports, we ensure smooth and efficient transactions every step of the way. Whether you require goods from across the globe or need assistance in exporting your products to international markets, we got you covered. General trading is at the heart of our expertise. We specialize in a wide range of products, catering to various industries and markets. As a trusted dealership in building materials, we provide high-quality products that meet the demands of our construction projects. Additionally, we act as manufacturers' representatives, connecting producers with distributors. Our expertise in logistics is the backbone of our operations. We plan and execute transportation and delivery of goods, ensuring they reach their destination on time and in optimal condition. MGO Logistics and Supply, guaranteed satisfaction.
A home is more than just walls and a roof. It's the warmth of family, the assurance of security, and the joy of shared moments. Whether you're returning from abroad or seeking a new beginning, Rehoboth Havens Ayimensa is where your journey truly begins. Nestled beneath the tranquil Ebri Mountains, this gated community offers the perfect blend of modern living and natural beauty. Our 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes are designed for family living with spacious interiors, elegant finishes, and all the comforts that make life better. From cozy living rooms for bonding to modern kitchens for culinary creativity and private gardens for peaceful reflection, every space is thoughtfully crafted. At Rehoboth Havens, your children play safely, your family grows joyfully, and your memories are built on a foundation of care and community. Starting from 675,000 Ghana cedis with flexible installment plans, your dream home is within reach because everyone deserves a place to truly call home. Rehoboth Havens, where futures are built and dreams come to life. Call us on 0553 751933 or 0206 823524 to secure your future today. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dream becomes reality.
We brought you the first two conferences, which were awesome. Great leadership ideas shared. On popular request, the third in the series of Women in Strategic Leadership Conference, put together by ASWAM and Tarragon, comes off on September 24 to 27 at the Plash Camp Chache Resort. Adan, come, engage with astute women with great leadership ideas and skills on the conference theme, Women at the Helm, Driving Strategic Change. On the bill for this special conference are outstanding women such as Genevieve Pearl Duncan Obobi, banker, trainer, SME consultant, speaker and author. Miss AC Mills Robertson, Director of Inclusive Banking at Fidelity Bank Ghana, and Mrs. Augustina Atkinson Dadebo, Counseling Psychologist and Assistant Registrar, UPSA. Do call 059-205-2286 or 024-403-5731. Come and let's advance women in leadership while creating a supportive community as well as empower women in leadership.
All right, you're live and good morning, Ghana on Metro Television. A very solemn and a very sad and a very tragic note this morning. It's not been easy for us to have this conversation, but we still, like I said, we still have a show to run, and so we're here. I'm here with Mr. Ernest Adade, who is a member of the MPP's communications team, and also Musa Rashid Computer, who is with GIFEC as the Chief Executive Officer, and we're talking about that unfortunate incident that's gotten the whole of Ghana mourning, and we've had a lot of solidarity messages from many institutions and individuals and presidents and so on and so forth, and of other countries. And so we'll do a quick one with the New Patriotic Party. We've also issued a statement in in condoling and consoling with the family for this tragic loss. And joining us on the phone is the Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party. I'm talking about the man, Richard Ayagba. Richard, good morning. Good morning, Richard. How are you?
Morning, Moro. Managing to be fine.
Hello, Richard.
Moro, can you hear me? Hello,
Hello,
Moro.
Richard. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Moro. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Richard. I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have found it necessary to issue a statement in solidarity with the rest of Ghanaians who are mourning our departed souls, 8 gallant, strong, patriotic citizens of this country. What is in that statement that you'd want Ghanaians to know for persons who've not seen it or heard about it?
Moro, good morning to you, to my fellow patriot in the studio and my brother Computer, to your good self and your team. I think it's true for you as it is for me that this morning we're all trying to put on a brave face. There's been a lot of questions. What could have been? What if things were different? What if that program didn't happen at all? What could we have done so that these good citizens of ours who were busy about the business of the state to be with us this morning? It's a lot of questions, a lot of pain. I've had a lot of people call me throughout the night and even this morning, wondering why this at this time. But I suppose that it's a question that we all have to embrace. And what I've been saying to myself and to those who call me is that only God knows the reason why this happened at this time. And so for us in the New Patriotic Party, we sympathize, empathize sincerely with the families of our lost brothers, all of them. One can only imagine the extent of devastation they are having to endure. It cannot possibly be replaced for them, especially the manner in which it happened. Some of them may have not said goodbye properly, and I know probably will be in the case of all of them. And so we in the New Patriotic Party understand the full gravity of the loss for the immediate families and for the entire population of our country. The government is not anything that one can prepare for. So we sympathize and have committed to stand with the government to go through the process of giving our brothers befitting send-off, which we're all not prepared for, but has to happen because it has happened. And then the point in our statement, which ought to be emphasized, is the call that a thorough investigation is undertaken to ascertain what went wrong, such that we can prevent it, such that it would never recur ever again. This will be a sad incident that has happened once and will never happen again. And so you've also seen, still coming from the New Patriotic Party, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who has also issued a statement of commiseration and strength to the family. His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, on his part, also issued a statement which then goes to suggest that the entire New Patriotic Party family stands with the families of our departed brothers, and also with the government in going through the processes. I've maintained that these individuals now transcend political colors, and so I'm intentionally not mentioning the NDC, but they too have lost. But I think that they are now assets and loss to Ghana much more than to any political party. That's why intentionally I'm not mentioning the National Democratic Congress, but they too have lost, and we stand with them and with all Ghanaians in mourning our lost brothers.
You say something in your statement which I would say is very edifying and very unifying and very, very nationalistic. You say, in this time of grief, we call on all Ghanaians to come together in unity, prayer, and compassion. Let us stand with the families left behind. Let us console and strengthen one another. And then, of course, you end by saying, may the souls of these 8 heroes rest in perfect peace until the last day of resurrection when we shall meet again. And I'm talking about this statement which was signed by your General Secretary. Unfortunately, we live in a society where we do politics from dusk to dawn. And we've seen situations where it looks like the politics have set in very early, where people are actually even, putting out all kinds of conspiracy theories and politicizing it simpliciter. would you be kind enough to add your voice of advice to persons who are engaged in this kind of unfortunate exercise? Please do.
Oh, I'm happy you read the statement from the New Patriotic Party, which then is pointing in a certain direction of unity, de-escalating the politics, that we will have plenty of time to do much later when we have processed these grave laws as a country and have figured out exactly what has happened and taken proper steps to ensure that nobody who is committed himself to serve the state has this faith or have this faith befall them in the future. Once we've done those, there'll be plenty of time to do politics. And so right now is not the time. This moment is not the time to be engaged in partisan posturing. And I would respectfully, in the spirit of the letter issued by the New Patriotic Party, that all on our side must look at the national interest, must take steps to ensure that our do's and don'ts reflect a national mood of mourning and focus on that, because this could have happened to anybody. When in government also, a similar incident happened, except nobody passed away. I recall vividly in 2020, a similar thing happened to do with a helicopter, I think, but nobody, we didn't lose any lives. I think there's another one also that happened also somewhere around the Tamale or Northern Region area there. I remember faintly. So these are incidents that could happen to anybody. It doesn't matter who is in power, whether it's NPP or NDC. And that's why I am restraining myself to make it a partisan political matter. Yeah. And so it's a national issue, because as we all aspire to serve the interest of the state, the individuals that yesterday, our minister, our two ministers, and party vice chairman, the private, or I think now I understand that potential Director General of NADMO, and then the other individual involved. I mean, these were people who are engaged in a certain national assignment, who were not there or were not billed to be there, but they were going there on our behalf. So they're doing our job. And so this is not a time for us to divide or find ways to divide ourselves along political lines. It's time for us to come together, support each other, stand together so we can weather this very dark storm that is befalling us as a people. So now, this is not a time for politics. There'll be time for politics much later when we understand what happened for us to lose these citizens of ours who were busy about the work of the state.
Now, on a very personal level, Richard, now you've spoken for the party, but on a very personal level, I know that's not what we call you. We called you as the Director of Communications of the New Patriotic Party, but bear us out on this one. These things happen sometimes. Which of the individuals here, or these gallant soldiers we're talking about, which you would say perhaps is a very personal friend, and you may want to share, some interesting encounters with them, how you became friends with them, fond memories of them. That is, if any of them, you would say, were your, what you call buddy, very good friends that you'd want to, you have a story that you want to share with us very briefly.
Yeah, Moro, I think the two individuals, the two ministers, I think I'll start with Dr. Omani.
Okay.
I don't have any memories of him at your current studio, but at your cantonment studios, I think that we've met there several times.
Okay.
And I think that he's a human being, one that you want to know, one that you want to have as a friend, even though across the aisle. he never made it appear that way. I recall one program after we had engaged on Good Morning Ghana, myself and himself, Dr. Randy Abbey, spent more than hours. Usually after programs, I'll wait and talk to Dr. Randy and discussing the matters long after Good Morning Ghana. So on these occasions at the other studio, would wait and talk, and it would veer into life matters, advice, and he always has something profound to say. Dr. Maniboma, I mean, something in the nature of guiding and counseling and has nuggets of things to say. And I recalled one of those encounters. Dr. Randy was referring to him as a gentleman's gentleman, that he's a thorough guy. That he told me about an instance where Dr. Randy was checked by him, and he always deferred or take advice from him. So he's an individual who, beyond politics, is a good friend you would want to have. It's unfortunate that I didn't nurture that relation with him much, beyond just talking and engaging after programs. But I can tell you, my encounters with him, I have really fond memories, and I see him as a friend or someone. If I had challenge, I could talk to, and he's a stabilizing force. In fact, his appointment to the Ministry of Defense for me was one that I knew he was going to excel, and now that he's gone, I think that what ought to be, we can only hope that whoever replaces him can give Ghana the effect that he was going to have on our military. I think that is a massive loss. On Dr. Alaji Mutala Mohammed Ibrahim, I think that I don't know. He's my senior. I think I have never mentioned this anyway. He's my senior at the Political Science Department, University of Ghana. I think that the last chat I had with him was about dissertation and what his dissertation was, and we're going back and forth about some theories and that. He is a very passionate debater, sometimes almost getting under your skin, but after the program, you see him as a man full of heart. He's playful, he enjoys life. I recall when, after he lost Nantong and was angling for Tamale Central, he was present in political discussions and was very, very focused. And I wasn't surprised when he won Tamale Central, the primaries, and then eventually became the MP. He's done well. He served his party in the 8 years that the NDC was in opposition, combating us to come back to power. He's paid his due. This is a time that I suppose that he was going to show what he is made of. Earlier on, as a deputy minister, when President Mahama was in office the first time, this is a time he's become a substantive minister. He's labored. I know a bit about his PhD journey. He's labored to have gone through the hard work of PhD work project, and now that he's been honored with a PhD, he's gone. I think that I will never forget the moments I've had with him and with Dr. Omani Boama. I just hope that this was not true, but somehow it is. And as human beings, we have to process this and find some way to continue life without them.
Okay. All right, Richard, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Moro. And my regards to all in the studio, especially Computer, who I know is visibly shaken and must be rightly so by the loss of all of them, but most especially Dr. Omanibuama, who was his boss, who he worked with, and who I know he's going to miss. I wish him every strength as much as I wish the families, the immediate families of our brothers. Okay. Thank you, Mauro.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. Richard Anyagwa is the Director of Communications for the New Patriotic Party. Let me also say now, we received lots of tributes and or what I call condolence messages. Now, for instance, there's one here, and this one just came through. Dr. Hassan Ayariga of the APC has also issued for immediate release a condolence message on the demise of 2 ministers of state and 6 others. Now it says, "It is with a heavy heart that I received the sad news of the passing of 2 ministers of state and 6 others in these recent tragic circumstances. This is a profound loss, not only to their families, but also to our beloved nation. On behalf of a member of the APC party, my family and myself, I extend our deepest condolences to the bereaved families. May we mourn with you and share in your pain. At such a time of national grief, we must stand together in unity and compassion. We pray that Allah, the most merciful, grants them eternal rest, forgives their shortcomings, and welcomes them into his perfect peace. To the families, friends, and loved ones of the deceased, know that you are not alone. We stand with you, we support you, and we pray for your strength in these difficult times. May their souls rest in perfect peace." Signed, Dr. Alhaji Hassan Ayariga, leader of APC party. So next to talk to on this matter is the Chief Executive Officer of the Wembley Construction Limited. I hope I got the pronunciation of the company correctly. He's a friend of this media station. He's a businessman, and he has very, very close relations with these persons, some of these persons who have lost their lives so tragically. I'm talking about the man Robert Coleman. Mr. Robert Coleman, good morning, and thank you very much for accepting to also talk to us on Good Morning Ghana today. I can imagine what you're feeling as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mauro, and good morning to your cherished and esteemed viewers. And let me say good morning to your esteemed panelists on the show. I can also imagine how you are also feeling, especially my sister Annie, looking at the relationship and the fact that Annie is the producer of the show, and he deals with a lot of these politicians before they come on the show. So I can imagine how my sister is feeling now. It is tragic, and I don't know what to say. Let me use this opportunity to extend my condolences to the entire families. I know 3 of them. I have had encounters with Honorable Omanibuama. As for Honorable or Comrade Mutala, I spoke to him on Tuesday, and he died on Wednesday. Let me extend my condolences to their families, especially the mother of Honorable Omanibuama, because I can imagine how she is feeling now. Honorable Samuel Sapon, I've always referred as my father. If you look on my status now, you see during the Atta Mills Memorial Lecture, I met him and we exchanged pleasantries. And I cannot imagine that he is gone. Mauro, I spoke to Mutala on Tuesday. I called him and we wanted to have a meeting with him together with some partners of mine, Honorable Duasare, Richard and co. The alacrity at which he picked the call and said, Coleman, I remember vividly mentioned my name, Coleman. Even if you want to come now, I am in the office. You guys should come. Wow. And I said, no, Honorable, we will want to come on Thursday. I said, okay, that one will be better because I'll be traveling on Wednesday. Oh. Little did I know that this is the last time I was speaking to my very good friend. Mutala I have known from university days. Anytime I meet him at Joy FM those days when he used to come there, we will exchange pleasantries, we will laugh. And one of the areas he loves coming is Pig Farm. You always see him there trying to get some one or two things. Then I'll pack, run to him and say, Honorable, you have to go to a boutique, and then we will laugh over it and all that. The last time I was traveling to visit Honorable Haruna Idrisu in Tamale, I sat in the same plane with him. We sat close to each other. And for the 1 hour flight, we were just talking about politics. And he even told me that I need to come to the constituency because he that too had wanted to do an astroturf for him. So he said, after Haruna's place, I should come and then he would take me to go and see one of the astroturfs he wants Wembley to construct for him. So when I finished the meeting, I called him and then he made some people meet me. We went there to have a look at the astroturf. So he's somebody that I know. It's a great loss to the National Democratic Congress, the entire nation. I can imagine how His Excellency the President is feeling now. Because, Moro, we all know that in Africa, most of the presidents will always want to give the defense ministry to their close allies, people they can trust. So you can imagine how His Excellency the President is feeling now. The Chief of Staff yesterday said that all flags should fly at half-mast. I want to encourage all companies, all institutions, secondary schools, universities, companies, the ministries, that we need to comply to honor these people. But one of the things that, Moro, I want to talk about is the spreading of these horrific pictures. Moro, the spreading of these horrific pictures. I don't know, where is our sense of, you see, people are dead and people take delight in posting these pictures on social media. I find this act repugnant, reprehensible, Molo, and absolutely preposterous. Why should you be doing that? I think people should desist from this act. They have lost their life. Let us respect the dead and honor them. And throwing these pictures all about, are you thinking about how their children will feel, the classmates of their children, how they will feel when they go to school? It will be some memories that they will never forget. So I think that, look, we must be able to desist from this particular act. Omanibo, I'm a fine gentleman. The last time I met him, I was even telling him, Honorable, why are you not walking around with soldiers? Because you are the Minister for Defense. And he retorted that, no, Oma, you know me, I don't need those things. And we laughed over it. Yesterday, I had to meet one businessman. I was there and I was expected also to meet Honorable Obobia. So I called Honorable Obobia. He couldn't pick, and she sent me a message that Honorable Omani Boama is dead. I was shocked to the marrow, to the bone. May the gentle soul of the departed, all of them, 8 of them, rest in perfect peace. Pamoro, it goes beyond this tribute that we are paying to the people. The question is, what were they going to do when they traveled? What was the reason why they were traveling? It is all about this Galamsey fight. Yeah. People engage in Galamsey, pits collapse on them, they die. Yeah. People use mercury and all that. We are having medical challenges. And look at what has befallen this country. Well, you think this can happen in China? That ministers will be traveling to go and do such a thing just to inaugurate another phase of a Galamsey fight in China. In China, when you do some of these things, you will be beheaded, you will be killed. You cannot, you dare not. I remember there was this time one minister, I think the deputy speaker of parliament, made a pronouncement that, look, it is high time we adopt the shoot and kill method. And people took him on. Is that where we want this country to go? Moro, it is a shame. May their gentle souls rest in perfect peace. That's all that I can say.
Thank you.
And we need to
much,
mourn with them.
Thank you, Robert.
My only appeal is that let us observe, let us come together as a country, pay our homage to them, celebrate them. Government has declared all flags must fly at half-mast, 3 days morning. Let us comply. I wish their families well.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Robert Tete Coleman is the CEO of Wembley Sports Construction Company Limited, also contributing his pouring his tribute to the persons who. But he's raised a very important issue in all of this. The program which was being launched was meant to help fight galamsey as a policy. But before we do that, let me just read this quickly. Franklin Kujo of Imani Africa has also sent this message. She says that, good morning, guys. We're mourning, but we must demand answers. I'm in touch with the highest echelons of power. And the truth, my dear brothers and sisters, is that the state of Ghana's armed forces was and is still alarmingly terrible. No serious additions and maintenance in the last 8 years. My brother Omane Boama consistently raised these issues at almost every Armed Forces Security Council meeting. One top military liaison says if even Togo were to attack us, we would be wanting, and yet we had $58 million to mess around with some crap edifice that says more details later. So not all mourners are genuine. I'm very, very angry. This one here from Kojo Chumbuafo, who says that, good morning, Moro. I reference Matthew 26:39 in the good book, as our Lord Jesus Christ did and fall face down, just like Jesus did in the Garden of Gethsemane, and asking why. If it was at all possible, couldn't this cup have passed us by? At this time, I offer my most profound condolences to the families of my fallen comrades, and I don't use comrades lightly. I have a relationship with each and every one of them. I leave you with 1 Corinthians 15:55. O death, where is thy stench? O grave, where is thine victory? And Kojo, I can imagine what you're feeling, because he's very, very close with, especially Omane Boama, and let me look at this one from just this one, and then we can get on with our conversation. I had this message from, so Manche Bruce says, good morning, my brother. The loss of officials who perished in this tragic accident is deeply distressing. Dr. Maniboa, my brilliant gentleman of great distinction, would often humorously query my political allegiance, jesting about my continued pursuit of opportunities within the MPP, and would extend invitations for me to join the NDC. And I often tease him that he's missed the MPP. Our last conversation, which took place in January, remains vivid in my memory. May God grant him and all the others eternal peace and comfort, and their loved ones. And also, Mr. Austin Game, who's a labor consultant and expert, says that my tribute, I am troubled and in tears for my brothers who perished in the helicopter plane crash yesterday. My heartfelt condolences to the families, His Excellency the President, the NDC party, and indeed the entire nation. And it says that God bless the nation, keep us strong during this awful and frustrating period. Austin Game sends that message. And good morning, Mr. Moro, and to your panel member. This is so sad and heavy for Mother Ghana. My heart is deeply saddened with the death of all the victims in the helicopter crash. Deepest condolences to the family and friends. Shalom, Master Planner, Junior Policy Analyst from Kintampo. And now, the name of the program which the government was going to launch, I have it here. It says the Responsible Cooperative Mining and Skills Development Program, which is the RCOMS DEP. It was supposed to start at 9 a.m. At the Black Park near Lenkley Stadium in Obuasi, and it's there. Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Boa. Now, again, like we said, the special guest of honor was the president. You know? But the president chose to attend the Assemblies of God's program, which is called the First National Pastors and Spouses Prayer Retreat. And the theme was Pray Without Ceasing. And it's Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians 5:17 for supernatural manifestations. And the venue was Pentecost Convention Center, Gomafete Central Region. So this was what saved possibly our president. Let me also speak to Bernard Mona. Bernard Mona was the flag bearer of the PNC in the last elections, and before then he was the PNC's national chairman. We've also called him up to also give his tribute to this very, very unfortunate incident. Bernard, good morning, and thank you very, very much for accepting to talk to us. I can also appreciate what you're feeling, what you're going through. Where were you? How did you hear the news? How did you react?
Well, it's a sad morning.
Hello, Bernard, can you hear us? Please speak up a bit because we can hardly hear you. We're struggling to hear you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but faintly. Please speak up a bit, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, this is much better now. You are now very audible and very clear. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
I said to start with, it's a very sad morning. A dark Wednesday. A day that our nation is unable to hold on to itself. And I've been extremely devastated that persons that I'm so close to, one of whom I called at 6:45 a.m. yesterday, will only be told later that their remains are charged. And I do know that you know as well that my relationship with Omane Boama and Murtala Mohammed started when the two of them were students of the University of Ghana, and I was a student at the University of Cape Coast. But Nook's presidency was congressional and not rotational. So I was to contest Nook's presidency, or I contested Nook's presidency alongside Edward Omane Boama and the late John Kuma, with one other comrade from then Ghana Institute of Journalism called Ernest. I don't remember his surname. Murtala Mohammed, Shamima Muslim, Mumin Ibrahim, and others were students of the University of Ghana. As it has always been, university solidarity from them was to a point that they should support one candidate from the University of Ghana. But they had two candidates, Omane and John Kuma. Murtala, upon interacting with me for the first time, came to a conclusion that I was worthy of their support. He and Ibrahim Mumin started talking to other people that they felt could support my candidature. In the end, it was Omane Boama who emerged our president. We, since that event, became very close. We worked together to strengthen student leadership under Omane's presidency. We worked in various committees to see what was good for the students of Ghana. And I'm sure that you recall Omane's leadership of the Ghana Union of National Students. It was a very difficult time. But that ensured that Get Fund and what we getting was not hijacked by the Ministry of Finance, an event that students must cherish. Omane Boama will later be called by us to join the committee for joint action. which played a pivotal role in the struggles for better living conditions under the theme Wahala demonstrations. And we worked together and ensured that we did public manifestations that brought to light the rot, particularly under President Kufuor's administration. And eventually, 3 months to the elections in 2008, he officially declared to join the NDC. And then, when the elections were won, he served in the Atta Mills government as a deputy minister. And the story then extended. What I feel about Omani Boama is that he was such a genuine, easygoing person, very time conscious, meticulous and precise in his work ethics. He gave you time, and if you fill the time, he will have to reassign you because other people's time cannot be taken for your time. I called him yesterday at 6 o'clock lying down because I've not been able to wake up from bed. I'm just lying down, thinking that the Edward Omani Boama that I know, if he had taken my call yesterday, he would have invited me to come along with him to Obuasi in the flight. And I just say, hey, God saves those he determines to save. Otherwise, he would have responded to my call, and then probably we would have done this trip together. Murtala Mohammed was supposed to meet with my son and his team today at 9:30. So my son and the team came to my office yesterday so that they can discuss what they were going to do at the ministry with me. If I had any input, I could correct. I have always maintained that, and I'm sure, Moro, you know this, many banters I've had with Murtala is to the extent that I'm older than him. And he will tell me that I'm older than him with only some few days. That I don't miss the opportunity to remind him. Bro, let me say this. John Mahama probably lost some of the closest young people that are around him.
Okay. Bernard. Hello, Bernard, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
We'll make some more time to eulogize your very good friends. Unfortunately, time is not our best friend, so we would have to crave your indulgence and end the interview now, if you don't mind, sir.
Probably it's time to do so because I'm becoming teary.
Yes, please do. And please take heart. That's Bernard Mona as immediate past flag bearer of the PNC. And we'll take a breather, it's just about 5 seconds or so, 10 seconds or so. Please stay with us.
iPhone papa ye wo homa
so open iPhones accessories papa dia menhwe baby ya
me mo akwa ba EBA phones and accessories
Sebani EBA yeton iPhones any ho accessories iPhone 50 XL ko 16 Pro Max accessories ye wo charger AirPods any iPhone ho akade nyina nianoma ye ni sikapudu e de beto iPhone say ya ankrankre boja and na say abon adwuma ye phone nyina for 40% beji iPhone bia ope na ni aka no wo de bosome miensa etua ne nkakra e kwan a obefa so de atwi enyi dial *713 5571 # Oba, sheno so se wo de wo Ghana card ene nia e kire se wo ye adwuma hwehwe ye kire kwan e wo circle mo ene tiptoe line ni modern photos enchen ho a afenso se wo ba American mall ye ni odo rice ene di nhwani Kuma senso yewo edum Central Prisons runabout ejekum abonsan mu. Freyen our numbers na ebu screen is no. EBA phones no hassle cry.
I'm here at Mycom JA Limited to show you the Promethean Active Panel, the ultimate tool for corporate institutions, hospitals, schools, and your home. With its crystal clear 4K display and an unbreakable screen with an ultra responsive touch technology, this isn't just a screen, it's a game changer. For corporate institutions and in schools, this active panel can be used for Zoom meetings and PowerPoint presentation. And oh, your homes are not left behind. You can use it to watch all your favorite programs by just connecting to a Fire Stick, and you can get access to channels like Netflix and Amazon, and voila, you are in there. At Mycom JA Limited, we provide you with the best quality products from the United States of America with 1-year warranty. You can get an active panel at a discounted price of 18,000 Ghana Cedi only, and it comes with a Fire Stick, a webcam, and a micro system. You can locate us at Chado Container behind the Trade Fair. Visit Mycom JA Limited today and elevate your tech.
I'm a branch manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, who be here, Samacha Sapapadia to Amame Manfo. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, and Maniswing, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
The 2025 AMC Tycoon Africa Conference for us presents a unique opportunity for convergence. Convergence of ideas and innovation, convergence of marketing excellence and technological advancement, and most importantly, a convergence of people united by shared vision for a prosperous, connected, and empowered Africa. We are proud as your host, and to the guests who will be arriving from all corners of the continent and the world. I'm also excited with the theme, Enabling Africa Tech, Future Innovation, Standard and Global Influence, and Empowering Africa Marketing Industries. Let me assure you, Ghana is ready to welcome you with our open arms and our open hearts. And we say Akwaba. Akwaba means welcome. We don't just say it, but we live it. We are warm, we're friendly, and very hospitable. Ghana is not just a destination, it is an experience. From the historic castles along our coast, that speaks of our resilience, the resilience of our people, our cuisine, the richness. When visitors come to Ghana, we will immerse you not only with our sight and sound, but our taste of our rich, unmatched cuisine. Ghana is
You're live on Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. My name is Audu Moro. I'm here with Rashid Musa Computer.
Sofu Tanko Computer.
Sofu Tanko Computer, yes. He's the CEO of GIFEC. And also, a very good friend of mine here. Can you imagine? That's in the state of confusion. So your name has just escaped.
It ran away. Don't worry.
And it's Saturday. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But let me just do this quickly because I have. In fact, these are people whose messages I can't ignore. I'll just do them in less than 1 minute, and then we can carry on. So Sebastian, who is with cybersecurity, I've forgotten the name of the place, he says, "Today Ghana is mourning and my heart is shattered. In one tragic moment, I have lost my dear cousin, Squadron Leader Peter Anala, a gallant officer whose dedication to duty was unwavering. Alongside him, two men I cherished and admired, Defense Minister Dr. Edward Omaneboama, whom I spoke with only yesterday, and Environment Minister Alhaji Dr. Murtala Mohammed, a friend and brother of many years, also perished. May God rest their souls." And he says, the guy was my cousin. I think he's talking about the squadron leader. I believe that's that. You're talking about your relationship with him. Now this one says, okay, so Abdul Razak says that may Allah grant him Jannah and forgive him for his shortcomings. And then this one, McLean from Sefiri also says, we're just fighting for a future that we may never live to see or be part of. And we're struggling for a tomorrow we might not even be a part of. Very, very sad. McLean, you are very, very right about that. That's just about the transience of life. And then Abdul Razak Highland says that may Allah be very pleased with the souls of our brothers and grant them Jannah to Firdaus. May He also bless the entire bereaved, the tenacity to deal with the effect of this enormous loss. Now, Guy G, who says that this is a moment of national grief, let us stand united in prayer and reflection as we mourn this tragic loss. In fact, seeing the bodies of these senior ministers of state, senior military personnel, and others in sacks of bag tells me only one thing. Be ye kind one to another, love and be appreciative of life. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. So Lord Almighty, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. Guy G, Cantonment, Accra. All right. So I was asking a question earlier, just before we took the break, and I said all of this has to do with our war against Galamsey. And as you do know, there was the program that was going to be launched had to do with providing alternative livelihoods for persons who are doing two things: alternative livelihoods or teaching them how to mine responsibly. So it's about a fight against Galamsey. I mean, with this incident which has happened, and just briefly, there are people who feel that we must have a renewed mindset about fighting Galamsey and to put the politics aside, because this is what Galamsey has done to us. It's a contributing factor. I don't know where you stand on this call.
Since I came, I have consistently attempted to avoid the
partisan politics
of discussing any form of politics whatsoever, and I still hold that view. We will have more time, like you said, to discuss the politics of things. So ending, for me, to talk about this Galamsey thing, I will not blame it necessarily on Galamsey. I'll blame it on turning everything we have in this country into a political discourse. That's it. That's it. We wouldn't have been here anyway. We are here because everything, even things of national interest, things that it will either make or break this country, is converted into political discourse. It's so unfortunate. And today, I will never discuss the details of it. We will come back to this matter while these our brothers had to lose their lives on this matter. It's so unfortunate. But before, we don't have too much time left. I will just beg and plead with my brother, Computer, that, look, they should do everything within their power to respect the president's directive. That we have 3 days of mourning. The flags are going to fly at half-mast indefinitely. In fact, the Chief of Staff said until further notice. Let us do everything within our power. This is in all humility. This is a very humble appeal to them to avoid making political innuendos casting political innuendos that will invite any form of blame game or political discourse around this heavy-hearted time. It's unfortunate if anybody attempts to do that. And when the invitation is sent from the NDC and their communicators, people will be tempted to respond and it will go there. But as for the fight against Galamsey, Moro, you and I, we have been on this matter and the way it was handled during the election period and all that. Yeah. We will come back to this. We will interrogate it properly. Yeah. Why even yesterday's launching was absolutely unnecessary. It is more or less very close. Whatever they set off to go and do in Obuasi yesterday. And nobody can convince me it is significantly different from the community mining. It's just a change of name and relaunch. And look at the tragedy. The politics of it have launched all of us in. But Moro, like I said, today is not the day for me at all to discuss this. As for me from yesterday, in fact, you'll be shocked. But if I tell you, I was contemplating on this thing virtually the whole night. So I couldn't sleep well. And I have made my mind that today, instead of going back to the office, I was just going home to reflect on my life and the lives of our beloved departed, who, for whatever reason, lost their lives this way. My worry is the way. Everybody could die. I keep saying that. And you could have died in a lorry accident. You could have died we could die anyway. But this is a heartbreaking moment. And my brother Computer, my plea to you is that the MPP has resolved that they will not do any politics. You threw a question to my boss, the Director of Communications for the MPP. He told you that it is not a time specifically, and it is a resolution. As I came here, I will not discuss anything. But you see, I want to end here. That in my brother Computer's conversation, a very brief reference was made to, somehow to reference when he was trying to eulogize on Obama. Let's avoid any form of temptation at all that will attract any conversation, at least if for nothing at all, these 3 days morning. These are our friends. I sat on this same platform with the Honorable Mutala the last time we were here when Omani bought. So we are all in the same game. We have very close working relationship. And even though anybody could pass, nobody expected what we saw. And let's my humble appeal is, let's live within this space. Let's promote a very responsible conversation, discourse around this time. And then when we finish, there is more sleep after death. We will come here and the hot argument as usual will happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Moro, as a party, it hits us hard. Nobody even needs to tell us there's no politics as of now. But in one vein, my brother was advising us not to do politics, but he ended up doing politics. Because if we say it was needless to go and do such a program, that's pure politics. You are in the realm of politics. I mean, that is not why we are here. We are not. Today, we are mourning. I don't want to. I will decline the invitation that you are inviting me into. I will decline it. And to that realm, I mean, allow me to mourn my boss, my brother Mutala, my friend Dr. Sapon, Alaji Lemuna, my very good brother, as well as Boaji, and then the 3 servicemen. Let's mourn them. They die in line of action, and this is a time for us to mourn. As for the politicking, we'll come to it. After we are able to mourn them and find the cause of this, we are only praying that I'm sure the military would have recovered the black box, and they are doing their work on that one. This is a time for us to have sober reflection as a people together. And let me say good morning to Ahinyagba. He did very well. I mean, he's a brother. I always say it. Look, MPP, they are our opponent. We are not enemies at all. We are not. We are opposing views. But we have superior views than theirs.
Maybe that's why that's the only thing. But we are not enemies. We are not enemies. We are friends. We are friends. We are together. We do things in common and all that. This is a national tragedy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that I took your advice. We'll speak to some of our communicators who would have maybe in a way stray out of what we're doing now. We've been talking to them since yesterday in the evening to tone down some of the things. We know the grief, some cannot contain it. I mean, they want to voice out certain things. Much like your people should also tone down. Look, I just opened my, this was way off, and I had to block about 2 guys. I look at them, I always follow their distance, but the kind of post they started writing and all that, it doesn't make sense completely.
Yeah.
And I think, look, you can get the political power and you die tomorrow. What have you done?
Sure.
I mean, so that is one thing we should all know. So don't use this one to insult people, the dead. You are insulting them. Right. Our culture abhor it. That's one thing people don't know. Our culture as Ghanaians, the tradition, we respect the dead. Even if the person was the worst human being, as soon as he died, that one there. That is why when we are going to bury one person, you see thousands of people going there. And so let's respect that. And then stop that kind of childhood politics thing that they are doing. It's not. It doesn't help anybody. This is not the time to beg them. And we are saying that, look, when we have our loss, yes, that's why I thank Ahiaba for the way he approached it, and their statement was fantastic. Their general secretary and all that. They should learn from those things. We are also learning for our bosses. When we lost in Eskumi, he said, nice gentleman. I met him severally. I mean, he spoke dispassionately. But because he was an MPP, doesn't mean that he was our enemy. That's why we eulogize him, we mourn him, we stop whatever we're doing until just recently we elected our parliamentary candidate for that place. So we respect each other. Let's not go that route.
All right.
People are dead. They have loved ones. They have parents and all that. You don't have that sensibility. You are interested in cashing it on this and trying to brand your party and do this kind of thing. Yours is coming.
Yeah. All right. Let me read this one from another friend of ours, Dr. Richard Yabua Santi. You know, interestingly, back at Legon, University of Ghana, Legon, Richard Yabua, myself, Mutala Mohammed, Omane Boama, Shamima Muslim, Albert Kwashiga, AC Ansa, Clement Akapam, Nanate Yochi. There was a whole host of, you know, persons who were, you call them politically active on campus, you know, and so you see that the relationship sometimes starts from the school days. It's not as though just because they became full-fledged politicians, then, you know, we get to know them because of what we do. And we were very good friends. We're very good friends. And some of whom I've kept very, very personal relationship with. And so for some of us, it's much more personal than just the fact that we interview them, you know, our various media platforms. And Dr. Richard Yabua Santi, for instance, good morning, my brother, long time. He says, my brother, Dr. Edward Omane Boama, your passing has left a deep void, one filled with pain, anguish, and profound sorrow that words can barely express. You were an extraordinary human being, excelling with grace and distinction as a politician, a medical doctor, and above all, a devoted family man. Your legacy is etched in the sands of time, and your footsteps will continue to inspire generations to come. The team at Afra International Hospital and I will always remember your unwavering commitment to excellence, your warmth and radiant smile that uplifted everyone around you with deepest respect and love. Dr. Richard Yabua Asante. My brother, I hope you're doing very well. And so this is where we went, the show, and management was great.